Hey folks, how's it going? Today we got quite a few new properties to look at, new sites. I'm standing in one right now, and I think I just see a cornerstone. I do. There's a cornerstone right there, granite, nice. And there's another one over there. So this is a site of an old home site. What I'm looking for are the original settler home sites. And the only way to do that is to take whatever map you got and go out and look, you know. The earlier the better. I like the old iron objects and stuff. But anyway, let me show you what we're doing. And then I'm going to do a little intro because we have a lot of new subscribers and they just don't know me yet. So let me show you what we're doing. Check it out. So I have an overlay map here. You can see I'm right down here at that home site right there. There used to be an old dirt road that came up. There used to be one right here. This is a big old warehouse. And then we're going to go over to this one right there. So we have two of them that we could potentially check out today. That one right there is pretty much destroyed, gone. But this one down here is right there. So, sweet. Not only that, but you know, I'm about 3 counties away. I've gone and searched pretty much everything in the 2 or 3 counties closest to me. So, you know, you got to travel a little bit after you've done as much searching as I have. But anyway, hey, I'm Relic Seeker. Nice to meet you. Thanks for subscribing. Born and raised in Syracuse, New York. Joined the Marine Corps in 1995 and saw the world. And then I retired from the Army. So I've been around. I've been metal detecting since I was 10 years old. I was born in 1972, so 10 years old, that's 1982-ish. You know, I grew up in New York. There's just a lot of history in New York. And I would see these old home foundations and wonder, what is there? Are there treasures there? Yeah, sure enough, there were treasures there. Overseas, when I joined the Marines, I got to search places like Okinawa, Guam, South Korea, Germany. One of the places that I regret not being able to search was Ireland. Oh, Ireland, Scotland, and England. I'd love to get in there and search. I was able to go to Ireland, but I wasn't able to go relic hunting. So unfortunately, oh well, maybe a later time in my life. What I like to search are these old home foundations that are long gone to history. The only place you can find them nowadays are on an old map, and I like to find the original early settler home sites, the people that came in, picked out the land, built their home from scratch, and said, that's where I'm going to live, that's where I'm going to raise my family, that's where I'm going to raise my crop, that's what I'm going to do. And they lived and died here. And what I like to do is I like to go in and try to tell their story and do a little bit of digging and find their relics and find the stuff that maybe, you know, will tell their story a little bit better. What I bring out with me is real simple. You're new, I'm not. Remember that. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't use a pinpointer, okay? Pinpointers are a new item. If I ever find myself out in the environment where I need a pinpointer, which I haven't yet, then I'll purchase a pinpointer. But I haven't found a need for it yet because I have a metal detector with a coil that does the same exact thing but better because it has discrimination. If that can't find an object in a hole, I'm just going to toss it in the trash and quit doing what I'm doing. So I don't use a pinpointer, so don't remind me I need a pinpointer. Too many people do that and they don't know me. So What I bring out with me, like I said, was real simple. I bring a source of water. I have my old Army Camelback that they gave me upon retirement. I bring a little bag to keep my treasures in. I got a little brush inside, a little pouch to put my coins and buttons and small stuff in, and then I put the larger stuff in there. And I always bring an axe, well, most of the time when I'm in the woods, because the root systems are pretty rough, and just another little pouch for the camera that I'm carrying, and a nice shovel. And the type of shovel that I use are the square ends, because when you go down and you hit that root, you want to be able to break that root, not the spade end that just drives off of it. These are the best for the woods. And guess what, folks? I've got a new camera, and I'm using it right now. This is my old one. I use the Kodak PlaySport because it has no moving parts. It's very inexpensive. It makes great videos. As long as you have a good SD card in it, it makes great videos. And it's simple. I thought about the GoPro and all that, but they're big and bulky. Look how small and slim that is. Slips right in my pocket. Away we go. And that's how I do it. So for all you new subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing. And I hope you enjoy my channel. Check out my old videos. Check out my new videos. I've been to a lot of different places and continue to go to a lot of different places. I wish they had YouTube when I was coming up, because boy, have I been to a lot of places and found a lot of neat things. But you know, they have YouTube now, so I can record all this for you and have fun. So let's go find some treasure. Let's drop the detector right here, see what we can find, and then we're going to head over and check out that one way over in the corner in the woods. So see you out there. Going that way. So the first thing you want to do when you come out to one of these old home sites and there's nothing there, just a bunch of woods, you want to look for cornerstones, foundations, brick, material, stuff like that, that says there's a home site there. Not just that, but you want to look for the higher ground. As you see, this is the higher ground right here. And then it drops off, and it drops off, and it drops off, and it drops off. Most of the time, they put their house right on the higher spot, and this is where the house sat. Let's go in there. On the White's MX Sport, I like to use what's called the relic mode. Adjust your coil here. There we go. These coils can make noise. You want to adjust your coil so it limits the amount of vibration and noise coming off that coil cable. So I like to use relic mode on my MX Sport. And I'm not going to use any threshold right now. There's my program. Sat 2, Iron Grunt 1, my VCO is on, my audio mod is on, reject volume 50, tone is 8, disc, I'm going to bump that up, just to make sure I'm not going to hit all those nails and stuff that should be in here. And let's go find something. Our first iron object out of here, and it's unrecognizable. I don't know. Is it part of a chain? Yeah, it looks like chain link. It could possibly be old chain link. Yeah. What'd we get here? What is it? I don't know. It's pretty fragile looking. Dirty. Wow, that is like super fragile. I don't know, that's a strange design. I've never found anything like that, so I can't tell you. Looks like some kind of lid to something, but it has like 4 vent openings and stuff. I don't know. Very weird. Keep that in our thoughts. Try to figure out what are we gonna get here. It was ringing up probably in the 70s on the relic mode, which could be iron. It sounded like a little bit of iron. Let's see what we get. This is some super clay. It's gonna be deeper. Oh, you know what that is? That's an old razor blade holder. It holds your razor blades for shaving and stuff. Part of a root. That's not what I was hearing though. Can't be. Sounded much bigger than that. But I guess it could be. Let's check. Oh yeah, that's a real good signal. I'm gonna say probably 1930s on that one. Not very old, but razor blade holder. Yep. A large piece of iron sticking out right here. Sometimes these could be signs, nice old enamel signs. You want to check them out. Oh, that is part to a farming equipment right there. It kind of it takes that soil and it folds it over as it's going, so it'll cut into the dirt and it'll fold the plow soil over. Very nice little piece right there. A big farming piece. That's probably 30s as well. Yeah. Nice deep 60-70 signal, which could be anything. Wow, this is very clay. Alright, let's see what we're gonna get. There it is, right there. Oh, maybe a part to an old lock. Or an old washer. I don't know, that looks like an old locking piece to me. The part that comes down. Yeah. That had a little depth to it, about 5 inches, so that's good. Not seeing any pottery yet. That looks like just a little rivet out of a piece of tack, harness or something. Yep. Was that an old Tootsie car? Looks like it. Fire truck? Maybe. Can't be that old. No, it's not a fire truck. Whoops. Come back. Looks like an old van or something. It's not a Tootsie, is it? It's a little matchbox car. I'll save the parts and pieces. We'll see what the date is on it. Obviously, they had kids out here and red ants. Oh boy. Nice. But there used to be a house that sat right over that way that was built in like the 1940s, 1950s. This was the original house site, and then they might have used this as a barn area. The original house sat over here, and this was part of the property. So, could be finding newer stuff too. Yeah, I'm finding mixed 1930s with newer stuff. Found a couple bottle caps and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is go walk over and search the one that's furthest in the corner, that's way set back in the woods, because that's gonna be our older spot. And on my way out, I'll come back here and check this spot out and see if it's worth digging. We got a little bit of dumping in here. Maybe we find some bottles, huh? Big burn barrel right there. You find a burn barrel, that's usually where you're going to find some bottles. Yeah, this is a little dump spot right here. Yeah, see that? That's not very old. That's a headlamp. That's a horn. Oh. Jackson, Michigan, Yardman. That's a lawnmower. Yeah, this one up here is probably just going to be a little bit mixed in with too much modern stuff because of that newer home site they built. So let me walk back and check out that other site real quick and see what happens out there. Yep, sounds like a plan. See you when we get there. Well, here's a little bottle spot. Let's see how old they are. Not very old. 1960s. Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go walk over that other spot. Where you see old tires and car parts and stuff, you definitely want to walk through it and just look. See if there's any bottles. This is a dump area right here. This looks like part of the old home that sat up here. Look at all the yucca plants. Might be a privy right there somewhere. Oh, the spider webs are out. What I usually have to do is walk with my shovel pointed straight up in the air. These little tiny spiders in North Carolina, they'll spin their webs. They're harmless spiders, but they'll spin their webs from tree to tree, and you'll walk right through it and you'll have a nest of them on your face, and you'll have like 2 or 3 spiders crawling around on you. It's pretty woods in here. Very pretty. You can see the old property fence line. There's a big old nail on that one. Alright, I got quite a walk ahead of me, so I'll bring you back on if I find anything interesting. See ya. We're on a walkabout. Yeah, mate. A walkabout. I've been to Australia. What an awesome place. Oh, man. They love Americans. And I thank you for it. It's not bad walking the woods today, but man, a lot of spiders nowadays. Luckily, I don't see too many snakes, so that's good. Very pretty out. I'm probably about still about 3/4 of a mile away, so still have a good walk. What I used to do as I was walking through the woods, hold on, oh my goodness, yeah, I used to swing my coil as I was walking, and You can pick any random set of woods as long as there was colonial activity, and you'll find colonial bullets. For sure. Just go walk in a set of woods where there was colonial activity from the 1700s, and you'll find colonial bullets. We have something, looks like a header off an engine. Big old iron strap right there. Modern beer can. The original property owners here did a lot of dumping in a lot of different spots. Yep. And what I do is I always look at the top high ground as I'm walking through, because there could be an old structure up there that sat there, and your map that you're reading does not show it. So it's always a good idea to peek and look and see, look for the signs. Alright, let's keep walking. I should have brought my compass. Quartz. Quartz rocks laying on the surface. No gold in that one. Guess I can swing the detector over it. This is North Carolina. Wow, it's beautiful in here. I just heard something scamper. Probably deer. It is beautiful in these woods. Just beautiful. You see that? See that over there? That's all pachysandra laying on the ground. That usually says somebody either dumped a lot of iron, or I've also noticed it does grow randomly in spots on its own. Let's go check it out. Pachysandra is what I usually find around old home sites. That's the telltale sign. And with a large tree, there could have been a barn structure out here or something. Look at all this pachysandra in here. It could be a nice iron-rich deposit, or it could be an old home site. I'm not seeing any cornerstones or anything. Well, we'll keep looking. Whew. Only about another half mile to go. Luckily, it's not too bad trekking in the woods. It's just loaded with quartz up here. I wonder if they did some mining. Oh, look at that. That's where a tree fell out. Lots of quartz. We're gonna call this Quartz Hill. Wow. It's everywhere. I mean, look at the big chunks. Maybe I ought to start swinging in here and see if I can find some gold. Look at that. That's unusual. Big quartz deposits. That's a huge quartz vein running through here. It's the likelihood of finding gold. Probably slim. This might be why this old settler decided to settle here. We're getting closer. Getting closer. Alright, so I have to check my map, make sure I'm in the right direction. And I believe I'm coming down what looks to be this trail right here. So I should be somewhere up in here right now. But as you can see on this map, this is a satellite image, 1993. It shows a barn there, and it shows a home site there, possibly something right there as well. That's the layout, and it's set in the woods right there like that. They would have farmed all this field. So we need to just figure out where we are in all this mix. I think I need to go right in there. Nope, this isn't the spot. I need to be over in that set of woods over there. So I need to go back through and walk over. That's where the old home sites are, right in there. Old home site. Well, I believe this is the spot. There's a old burn barrel right there. Very large trees. There was a home site in here somewhere. That could be the trash area. Well, let's find it. Looks like some possible cornerstones in here. There's one over there. See it? This is the high ground. It smells like home site to me. Some old material. I noticed these big jugs. Let's see what these are. They're glass. Gallon jugs. Probably get a couple bucks for those, huh? Now look at that. Look at that pile of stone right there. There's some more stone. Alright, we're in here somewhere. Oh, well there's a telltale sign right there. Nice old brick. Yeah, if you can see the map, I'm actually right about there where my thumb is. Right about there. There's the hedgerow out there in the field. And there's that hedgerow right there. Our home site is right there, just in front of us that way. Ooh, we got a lot of nice little ravine gully areas to explore for bottles. I see some cans and stuff in there. That should be the home site right there. All this right here, this is the home site. We just have to figure out, orientate ourselves in here a little bit based off the map. Luckily that 1993 map showed where the house sat and the barns. So I'll just orientate myself in here and find what we're looking for. Huge ravine down on the back of this property. Huge. And we have some enormous oak trees. Yeah. Now, with these two oak trees right here, I'll be able to go in this map and orientate myself to figure out where the house sat. Let's see if we can do that real quick. No, you can't see my password. Alright, so let's go to that one right there. Alright, tilt you that way. Alright, can we see those big oak trees in there? I can't see those big oak trees in that one. Let's see. That's kind of blurry. Oh, there's one right there. There's one right there. That's that dead one. Alright, so there's the dead one right there. Right out in front is a barn. Over that way would have sat the house. And then another barn kitty corner to it. Alright, so let's head over there and see if we can find the house. Well, this is where the old house sat, right here. And we have some evidence. We got brick. There's another one. But you know, there's another one right there. I'm not seeing a chimney mound or anything like that. It's a teacup. Look at that. It's a teacup. What's it say on the bottom? Made in the USA. Oh yeah. The USA. That's my country. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, so the house sat right here. Right here where I'm standing. And there isn't much here at all to say so. Let's drop the detector. Let's go metal detecting. Let's do it. Let's see what this place holds. I imagine it sat right here like this. We'll scoot around with the detector, see if we can't bump into some cornerstones and fireplace. Found on a 1914 map, so it could be much older. We'll find out. See ya. I've dug a shotgun shell already. Let's see what this is. This is reading 73, which could be something nice. What is it? I don't know. Some kind of fixture to something. Interesting. I don't know. Huh. Not sure. Something is something. That's either an old wagon part or it's an old automobile part. It's hard to say the age of something like that too. Oh, what's that gonna be? Looks like a chunk of lead. It is a chunk of lead. That's a lead weight. They would have used that for something to weigh something down. It's heavy. Now we have some lead. That sounded good. An old door handle. Another little something. And what do I always find at old home sites? An axe. This is chopped. Look at this one. It's all broke. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm going to save that one. It's missing too much. But there's their old axe. One of them. And handmade brick. Look at that. It has stuff in it. It's unpure. There's a brick. There's a brick. There's a brick. There's a brick. So, I don't know. I'm not really convinced that this was the house. It's hard to tell when you're looking down on the black and white image like I have. It might be over where those two big oak trees were. So, what I think was a barn might actually have been the house, and this was a barn. Because I'm just finding bits and pieces to things. an axe. Sometimes, sometimes I find an axe around a home site, but usually they're around barns and stuff. Alright, let's keep searching. What I found right here is, well, this is a plow point, but this area is an iron dump. Oh, look at this giant iron piece right there, and another one. I guess that's why he scrapped his broken axe head in here. This is all iron in here, loaded. It's a dump. It's a small dump. That's why the brick are there and stuff. So let's keep going. Here's a reason why I recommend searching old dump sites on home sites. That is a Model T Ford hubcap right there. Even though they're a little damaged and bent up and stuff, they are what they are, and they say what they say. If I can clean it up for you, I'll show you. There we go. Ford, made in the USA. It's another plow point that he broke and threw away. This guy was a farmer. There's the top to a stove. Are we getting closer to the home site? I hope so. Another plow point. Good Lord, this guy broke a lot. There we go. There's our first horseshoe. It's a nice thick one. Can't tell the age on that one. It's a little corroded. It looks to be a little older, probably late 1800s. That's where the house was supposed to have been sitting, up there on that top, but well, I'm gonna walk down here in the little ravine area and see if he did some bottle dumping. There's some roofing material. There's some more roofing material right there. I haven't found the well, and I haven't found the privy. Really haven't found anything yet, except for some dump piles. So, just walk around a little bit and try to get oriented. And he put some stone in there. Some nice piles of stone. Look at that giant boulder. How'd these farmers do that back then? Move those giant pieces. That house site's gotta be right up there. I wasn't finding anything house related. Come over here and check a little bit deeper and see. And this doesn't look like an ideal spot for a house. It's a little bit too rounded. Alright, we'll go over by those two big oak trees and we'll see. All that walking in the woods I did, and still now, not a single deer shed, no antlers. Just strange. Just very strange. I like to walk in the back of the houses because usually you can find where they were throwing their trash out, right out the back door, usually right down into a ravine. Ugh, spiders. Ugh. Get off my head. Well, I don't see any bottles, but there's, there's metal objects in here, iron and stuff. They had to have dumped in these ravine areas somewhere. Oh, there's a bottle. That's a big one. Wow. It's huge. You'll know if these ravines have bottles in them because they'll be sticking out. The water will wash, the rain and stuff will wash away the tops, and there'll be some exposed at least. If they didn't dump in the ravines, And he had a spot on his property that he dumped. And it's just a matter of locating it. I mean, it's just full of little gullies and ravines in here. It's a pretty awesome backyard. Pretty awesome. But I'm gonna come up here where these big oak trees are. Start swinging the detector because I think that's where the house sat. Right up there. There's one big oak tree, there's the other. That is a Model T Ford hood. I know because I have one. This is all dump in here, but it's all dirt and rocks and just a little bit of metal. Alright, let's start swinging the detector. We have these random stones laying everywhere. Remember what I said about looking for carvings. Any kind of carving. They look like something sat on that in the middle. You see that? That might have been a post. Oh, by the way, those oak trees are probably about 250 years old. Yep. There's a nice big old hinge. It has round nails in it, so that's post-Civil War. Of course, this place was still on a map in 1993. There we go. There's a spoon bowl. We might be getting closer to the old house site. I'm thinking maybe now. Oh, that's got a glare on it. I know. I'm sorry. I'm thinking that might have been the house. That was a barn. I thought at first that was the house. That was a barn. That was a barn. Thought that was a barn because maybe like a tobacco barn or something out in the field. But I'm way over here now. About right there. And I'm gonna walk up in the back again and see. It is tough in here. Even though I have a layout of some structures, it's tough. You just find piles of stuff. Huh. That and none of these ravines seem to have any bottles in them. No dumping activity at all. I'm gonna go down to the center of it and see. 'Cause there's a couple mounds down here that look suspicious. In all likelihood, the house sat right up there on top of that hill. What are these mounds? I don't see any dumping. Wow. Very interesting. Where'd they put all their bottles? That's the million-dollar question. A farmhouse like that, sitting in this spot with these ravines, they would have produced a tremendous amount of bottle waste. Where'd he put them? I've been all over this property. I haven't seen a single bottle dump. It's all just iron and stone. It's very interesting. Unless he carted them off somewhere or had a big dig pit that he dumped them in somewhere. I don't know. Whew. I'm getting tired of walking around this property, that's for sure. Haven't found much. The only interesting thing I found was a Model T Ford hubcap. I mean, good grief. Found on a 1914 map. I'd expect a little bit more than that. Yeah. That looks like the door to a stove. One side of it opens like this. There'd be another one like this. Yeah. I'm just on the downhill side, backhill side of where I originally thought the house stood, way up there. Just searching the lower area, and there's a lot of iron down here and stuff. I just hit a 76 signal down here, so, and it's screaming at me, but it might be iron because I do have it in relic mode. Yeah, it is a piece of iron. Is that pottery? Oh yeah, that's our first piece of crock right there. Nice. Finding a lot of this stuff, but that's about it. I have one piece of crockery out of here, no pottery, nothing. Huh. Very interesting spot. Well, I'll keep searching all this and see what happens. What's this gonna be? Large piece of iron. You got me. I don't know. Man, that's the problem with these iron pieces. I love digging large iron. That's one of my favorite things to do, because you just never know what you're gonna get. But a lot of times you have no idea what that went on, or how it went, what it was. There's no telling. It looks like it might have been a little shelf piece that attached to the side of a stove like this, and it sat there like that off the edge where you could set your stuff, your pots and pans or whatnot. That's what I'm going to call that. Usually these are stove parts, stove related. That's pretty much most of the big iron they had, besides farming stuff. You know, and boilers and stuff really didn't come out until a little bit later. They were still burning wood and coal back in those days. So most things are related to the fire stove and stuff like that. Let's keep looking. There we go. I was wondering, it's our very first mason top in here. And usually if they say ball on them, you can tell how old they are. And the ceramics. That one is super milky white. Not going to tell much from that, are we? Other than that, it is a solid ceramic. It is not the glass kind. So that'll give us a roundabout time frame. Notorious harmonica. I am going to go back to my original assumption and say that was the house site. The original spot that I went to. That is the house site. These are all house related stuff down on the back side. So everything comes out the back, comes in the front, comes out the back. So that's, if you ever remember anything that I tell you, when you find an old home site, find the front, find the back, everything comes in the front and goes out the back. And usually the back is loaded with stuff. So it's strange that there's no real remnant of the house, but let's keep looking. I don't find a well. Where's the well? Something is something, but there's glass. Any air bubbles in that glass? No, not that I can see. Well, there we go, finally. Oh yeah, they're pretty solid. Something's been gnawing on them. How solid are they? Yeah, that's good enough for a dog to chew on, isn't it? Yeah. Look at the thorns on these trees. I mean, that's massive. These work great for cleaning objects. Thorns. Yep. Better than a toothpick. I don't bring toothpicks. You just find a thorn. Oh yeah, and that I was watching YouTube videos last night. I'm finding it hard to trust people with that foo-foo spray. It's the little foo-foo water that they spray on their silver coins. I find it hard to trust those people. They just pull silver after silver after silver. I've been doing this a long time. How many silvers do I find? I don't know. I guess it's just location, location, location. But when you carry around a little bottle of foo-foo, here's my foo-foo. My Camelback. That's my foo-foo. You just spit on it, clean it. Keep it real, then. It was ringing up like a button. What are we gonna get here? Just a little scrap of something. A little scrap of copper. Yep. Well, it's not a button. We'll find them. I haven't found one of these in a couple years. Check it out. See if you can recognize it first before I tell you what it is. There it is. It's dirty. And it's made out of iron. Do you know what that is? Can you recognize what that is? Let me clean it up a little bit for you and I'll show you. It's broken. And it should have a number on the bottom. Maybe. Okay, you recognize what that is now? I don't see a number on it, but it's heavy. Oh my goodness, we'll have to weigh that at home. Hint, hint, we'll have to weigh this when we get home. It's a scale weight, yes. Now they would have used this for their tobacco most likely. Tobacco would have been one of the first crops they started growing in this area back in the early 1700s when they settled this area. And then later on they went to cotton, but they really didn't need to weigh their cotton because they brought their cotton to other locations and they weighed it. So this is probably tobacco related. And it's a scale weight, an iron one. Nice heavy duty scale weight. Nice. Are we gonna get a coin on this one? Oh, there's a big root down there. Another big root. Another big root. Oh my goodness. Or might have to pull out the axe on this one. Oh. The shovel doesn't go through it. Gonna need an axe. Possible coin. A small target reading coin range. Of course, it's just loaded with root. Yep. Just loaded with root. I'm gonna have to chop all that out of there, so hope it's not a shotgun shell. It didn't read like a shotgun shell, but I have had shotgun shells read into the 60s. I'll scan this first before I start chopping. That just takes a lot of energy. Alright, let me get in there. Guess what? It's a stinking shotgun shell reading in the 60s. Yep, it was sitting just right to give a nice coin signal. Good grief, hunters! Pick up your trash! That's a cool iron piece. Looks like some kind of latch or something. No telling.
Probably a fireplace or wood stove ash scooper. Yeah. Finally, we got a buckle. The iron tongue is kind of molded right to the side of that. That is a brass buckle. Probably tack. Yep, horse tack. But nice little buckle. We'll save it. What'd we get here? We got a nice big thick piece of blue mason. Nice big thick piece. And what may be a pendulum to a clock. Now these are usually lead. Iron with some lead on it or whatever. Oh, this one's gonna be not a pendulum. Something else. I don't know. It still could be, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to say it's a big washer of some kind and not a clock pendulum. Usually they're just made out of lead, not solid iron like that, and they're usually not that big and bulky. Do you see it? These are what get me all the time. Right out here in the middle of a couple trees. This might be a dump area. Maybe. It's really interesting how the deer like to come in here and mat down all of this. It's like an onion weed type deal. They lay in it and they mat it down and they root in it and stuff. Everywhere you see this kind of reed grass looking, smells like onion. They're rooting in it. Yeah. Loaded with masons in here. This is where the old house sat. Right in here. Beautiful. We need to find the well and we need to find the outhouse. That mason top ball right there with the 2 L's. That'll tell us how old this is. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's probably 1920s. There's an old toe tap off somebody's shoe. Find those often too. Well, for an old home site, it's not that productive like it should be. Usually I'm finding all kinds of nice things, but not here. I haven't located the well, which is interesting. Somebody probably buried it. And I haven't located any of the privies or any of that. We did locate where the house would have been, though. There's no cornerstones, just a little bit of brick, and that old house would have sat right up in here somewhere, right up in here. And I'm just looking for the well right now. I'm looking for just anything to say well or outhouse. It's interesting, you know. You got modern technology that shows you satellite imagery of the structures, and you get out here on the ground and you start searching, and you still can't make a whole lot of sense of the property. You have to walk it, you have to search it, you have to start pulling out some relics and start associating them with, is it a house site or is it a barn or what is it? Okay. There, it looks like one cornerstone, but what's it doing way over here? It might have got moved. That looks like a nice cornerstone to me. This looks like an old roadway. Still have fencing up. I have no idea where this farmer would have dumped all his bottles. You know, you find things like this. This is common. They throw things in with these large trees, things that they can't plow, but nothing. Oh, no bottles, no well, no privy. We found the house site. I'm confident on that one. And I'm pretty confident I found the iron dump. There's a lot of them, but I found the good one, so that helps. Other than that, you see how young these trees are in here? This has probably been pushed around a little bit, maybe logged, I don't know, it's hard to tell. They're not that old. And this thing fell apart. This was probably sitting on the back side of the house. I'm pretty confident the house sat right there where that tree is laying. These trees tend to grow up around those old foundations like that, and you see it's kind of squared off in here. That's where I believe the house sat, right there. Okay. Well, we have one more house site to add to our list. We could come back here on a rainy day and twiddle around a little bit, but I've been all over this property and I haven't found much, you know, nothing that really intrigues me. So we'll have to move on and go search some other sites and see what happens. Because this one is just not, it's not super nice. Like, you know, where are all the nice relics? I don't know. All you can do is go in and check. All you can do. Alright, I got a long walk ahead of me. I'll see ya. Like I told you in the past, these hardwood trees, that's how big this is. Look at that. They grow about 1/4 of an inch per year, and that's usually if they're not oaks. Oak trees grow much, much slower. That's definitely a 250-year-old tree. Around there, for sure. That is too. There's something in there making noise. Sounds like a squirrel or a chipmunk or something. Alright. I'm still walking through this property looking for the well and stuff. But, yeah, time to move on. I ventured much deeper in the woods behind this house. And looking at all these ravines and gullies, it's just tons of them everywhere. It's just odd. Let me say it again. It is odd that an old house site found on a 1914 map does not have a single bottle dump in any of these ravines. That's just strange. It goes against the grain. It's not what happens. You can see where he's piled up stone here. Nothing. Huh. That was a massive old tulip tree. And it still has sprouts growing out of it. Look at how big around that thing was. There's a piece of it right here. And that's a couple 100 years old too. Easily. I'm looking in all these little low-level areas, all the ravines. This guy dumped nowhere, but everywhere, and no bottles. The highway's down there. As soon as you start getting closer, it starts getting harder to breathe. Ugh. Carbon. I see a bird's been enjoying the comfort of my motorcycle. Nasty little critter. Anyways, let me show you That's the highway I was talking about that I was hearing. And there's where I was, way up there. I'm down here right now. Oops. If you can see that. I'm way down here. What I did... Actually, nope, I'm right in here in that set of woods. What I did is I went over this way, walked all the way up in the woods, followed the highway up, crossed over, walked all the way in the woods, all the way over to that site right there in the corner, searched around, then came all the way back. It's a long walk. It was a long walk. Nice to get out and exercise though. Love it. Love the outdoors. The solitude. Don't be like me. Find a diggingbuddy.com. That's what you should do. If you want to go hunting with a buddy or something like that, or just go dig something new, check it out. I went on last night and I started looking. There's a couple people from my county that I had no idea were metal detecting and stuff like that. So, and there's also a couple people that are brand new and just started metal detecting that I'm going to get in touch with and you know, go out and do some digging with them and maybe teach them a thing or two, get them to enjoy the hobby. So, you know, why not? Keep the community going, meet new people, get out there and do things, and find out who's searching around in your state or your county or your town. So find a diggingbuddy.com. I'm a member. You should be a member too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next hunt.